In this video, I'm going to be giving you a comprehensive guide on how you can take down the legendary Pokemon Necrozma in raids. This is a very big raid boss, mainly because it is used for a fusion form, and those fusion forms are top tier. But Necrozma itself is not necessarily one of the best, but still, you do need to raid for this Pokemon specifically for those fusions. So, I'm going to be covering the best counters and strategies you need to employ for taking down this raid boss. Let's get right into it. Hey, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your week is going really well, and let's get right into it. So when it comes to some of the best Pokemon in the game, there are two Pokemon that always stick out when it comes to naming the top tier and future-proof Pokemon that currently exist. And I'm of course talking about Dawnwings and Duskmane Necrozma. These are two fusion forms for the Pokemon Necrozma, and they are incredibly good. And in most cases, they're always considered the absolute best counter, or in some other cases, they're just really some of the best. Like, they're future proof, as in, there's no Pokemon in the future that will replace them. But of course, in order to get these Pokemon, you need one particular legendary in your collection, and that is, of course, Necrozma itself. And to power up these fusions, you also need Necrozma candy. So, anytime Necrozma is in raids, some players may actually ignore them just because you can't get fusion energy from just regular Necrozma raids, but they're still worth going after, just because they're not difficult raids, and of course, you can still farm up candy even though you don't get fusion energy, and of course, if you're lucky enough, you might get yourself a shiny with high IVs, which you could use for a fusion in the future. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about how you could take down Necrozma raids. Like I said, it's a very straightforward raid boss. Necrozma is a pure psychic type Pokemon. This gives it only 3 weaknesses, which is going to be Dark, Ghost, and Bug type attacks. And of course, out of these typings, both Dark and Ghost have some of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, so you'll definitely want to focus on those. And then in terms of resistances, Necrozma is going to be resistant to Psychic and Fighting type attacks, so obviously you will want to avoid bringing any Pokemon with those type of moves and those typings. Now when it comes to perfect IVs for Necrozma, you're going to want to look for one that is 2104, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2630. And when it comes to this Pokemon, 100% IVs actually matters, so make sure you're looking out for these specific numbers. And if you want to take down Necrozma, you don't need that many trainers. You could secure the win with 4 to 6 trainers total in the raid lobby, but if you want to challenge yourself, you could potentially duo this raid boss with one other trainer. Just make sure you both bring the absolute best counters. And speaking of which, let's go over those right now. It's very straightforward, just bring your absolute best Dark or Ghost types, but these could include Mega Tyranitar as your Mega Evolution, or the newly added Mega Mewtwo Y. Just make sure if you go with Mega Mewtwo Y, you go with the Charge Attack Shadow Ball, otherwise it's not going to be that good. And when it comes to non-Mega Evolutions, the absolute best Pokemon up against this boss is actually going to be one of the fusion forms of Necrozma, which is Dawnwings. This is the most powerful Ghost type in the game by far. It's even more powerful than some Mega Evolutions, so definitely bring those if you have them. And another really great option is going to be Shadow Darkrai. This is a more recent Pokemon that was introduced, and it's actually really good up against Necrozma. Now, if you do not have any legendaries or Mega Evolutions you could use, of course, some budget counters that you should consider is going to be regular Tyranitar with Dark type attacks, as well as, of course, regular Chandelures with Ghost type attacks. Both of these are going to be really good. You could definitely bring them and still deal a lot of damage up against this raid. Alright, there you go. It's very simple. Just bring your best counters for Necrozma. We recently got, of course, Mega Mewtwo Y. If you attended any of the live in-person Pokemon GO fests, yeah, it'll be a good opportunity for you to bring it out and show off just how powerful it is. But of course, anything that you would bring to a Mewtwo raid are basically going to be the same for this particular raid boss. Stuff like Dawnwings Necrozma are always going to be top tier. And then of course, if you don't have Mega Mewtwo Y, the actual best Mega Evolution is actually going to be Mega Tyranitar, so make sure you're bringing that. It's very easy to take down this raid boss. It's not necessarily that difficult, but of course, a lot of players will probably opt to skip out on this raid boss just because you can't get the fusion energy from these regular raids. But at the very least, this is going to be out for about a week, and maybe if you're lucky enough, you'll get yourself a high IV shiny, maybe a Shundo. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for this video. Nothing really else to talk about regarding this raid boss. Again, very straightforward. Bring your counters to psychic types and you'll be good to go. Let me know your thoughts regarding Necrozma's return down below. Are you going to be going after this raid boss? Are you kind of inclined to farm up the candies for it, or do you already have good fusion forms of this Pokemon and you're just going to skip it out? Definitely share those thoughts in the comments down below, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it to be informative and you want to support my channel, best way you could do that is hitting the like button for this video. So make sure you do that. And also subscribe if you haven't done so already, and make sure you turn on that notification bell. And also consider checking out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page. And if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, best way you could do that is by joining my Patreon, because every single one of my paid Patreon members, the ones you're seeing on the bottom of your screen, I actually add them to my Pokemon Go friends list. So yeah, go and check that out if you want to play Pokemon Go with me. There's also plenty of other good stuff down there. Make sure you go and check it out. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.